Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Canton City Council. If everyone could turn their cell phones to vibrate, and we are encouraging social distancing here in council chambers. With a quorum being present, the chair calls this meeting of Canton City Council to order. Roll call, please, Mr. Clerk.
Smuckler.
Here.
Babcock.
Here.
Shulman.
Here.
Hawk. Here. Kimbrough.
Here.
Scaglione.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
Fisher. Hall. Merrill.
Here.
Ferguson.
Aye.
Morris. 10 present, 2 absent, Mr. President.
Leader.
Mr. President, I move we excuse Member Fisher and Member Morris from tonight's meetings.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to excuse Member Fisher and Member Morris from this evening's meeting. Are there any remarks? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Smuckler.
Aye.
Babcock.
Aye.
Shulman.
Aye.
Hawk.
Aye.
Kimbrough.
Aye.
Scaglione.
Aye.
Smith.
Aye.
Hall.
Aye.
Merrill.
Aye.
Ferguson.
Aye.
10 yeas, Mr. President.
The motion carries, and Member Fisher and Member Morris are excused from this evening's meeting. Tonight's invocation will be given by Ward 2 Council Member Brenda Kimbrough. If you would all please stand and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Lord, with heavy hearts we go forward today, and we ask God's blessing upon each and every one of us, that we may make those decisions that will be pleasing unto Him and work for our constituents. Help us to get along and peaceably go forward and do what is best for our city. I ask God to continue to protect our city and to keep us moving forward, and ask Him to put blessings on those that are bereaved today, and the heavy hearts that are going forth. I ask all these blessings in Jesus' name.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Member Kimbrough. We are now under agenda corrections and changes. Leader.
Mr. President, I move Rule 22A be suspended to add second readings of ordinances 11 through 14 to this evening's agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to suspend Rule 22A to add second readings to ordinances 11 through 14 to this evening's agenda. Are there any remarks? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Smuckler.
Aye.
Babcock.
Aye.
Shulman.
Aye.
Hawk.
Aye.
Kimbrough.
Aye.
Scaglione.
Aye.
Smith.
Aye.
Hall.
Aye.
Merrill.
Aye.
Ferguson.
Aye.
10 yeas, Mr. President.
The motion carries, and ordinances 11 through 14 are a legal part of your agenda. We're now under public hearings, and we have no public hearings for this evening. We are now under old business, and there is no old business for this evening. We are now under public speaks, and we have 3 speakers for this evening. Our first speaker is Karen Zitali. Sorry about that. If you could please step forward and give us your name and residential address, please, and I would like to remind our speakers that you have 3 minutes. And thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you. My name is Karen Zutali, and since 1998, I have resided at 1215 16th Street Northwest, Canton, Ohio. In the summer of 2020, a half-grown pit bull escaped the yard of 1214 17th Street Northwest. While I was visiting my 92-year-old neighbor on 16th Street, this dog came on our porch and began jumping on her. Fortunately, I was able to get the dog to leave. On October 2nd, 2020, another dog escaped from the same yard and was milling around at my back door. On March 3rd, 2021, 3 pit bulls escaped and were running around the neighborhood. The sheriff was called. The dogs remained with the owner. Since last summer, the sheriff has been called at least 3 times regarding these dogs. The Canton police have also been called. In May of 2021, as I was going for my daily walk, a neighbor pulled up in her car and told me to get in because 2 pit bulls had gotten loose. One had bitten another neighbor who called the police and filed a report. On June 12, 2021, yet another dog escaped. As my son was going out to his truck, it barked and charged at him, resulting in him barely making it into the house and the dog on my back stoop. I called the Canton police and filed a report. I have often counted 5 or more grown dogs, with at least 2 being female. I have noted that one is always pregnant while the other is actively nursing a litter. During this time, I have never seen the pit bulls chained. I have not seen collars on them. Because my garage and yard are behind this house, I must contend with the dogs on a daily basis. I cannot enjoy my yard because I fear these dogs getting loose. Through talking to my neighbors, I know there have been other incidents with these dogs that I have not witnessed. Daily, I drive down 17th Street to gain access to my garage. I drive slowly because children are often playing in the area. I would guess there are 30 or so living within a couple blocks of these dogs. The children are playing ball, riding bikes, drawing on the sidewalks with chalk, and riding motorized Segway-like boards. Because the dogs are not properly restrained or trained, it is only a matter of time before a child is attacked and maimed. I've been told that because of COVID, it is harder to evict people, and that come June 30th, 2021, there will be a change in the law. That means it will be several weeks or more before eviction would take place, weeks in which the dogs could attack again and again. I've been told to try to get video and pictures, but that is a bit hard when you are running for your life. I have been told that dogs are considered property and are hard to remove from the owner. Well, so are guns. But if a gun owner is negligent with her gun property, there are consequences. These dogs are unpredictable, dangerous, four-legged property that are allowed to continue to threaten the safety and lives of the neighborhood, both old and young. I've been told that laws cannot be made to ban a breed of dog, but I believe that the laws regarding any type of dog that threatens and attacks can be significantly strengthened to prevent the endangerment of residents. Finally, if my neighborhood were one of our city's prestigious areas with prominent citizens, I doubt this dangerous situation would have been allowed to continue for over a year. I believe it would have been resolved at the first call. Before the unthinkable happens, I am asking that the Canton City leadership act quickly and decisively to ensure the safety of everyone in my Northwest working-class neighborhood. Thank you, and I do have a couple pictures if you want them.
Ms. Smith, Member Smith? Actually, if you could pass them to Member Smith, and she will pass them around, please. And thank you for coming this evening. Our next speaker is Ms. Kimberly Bell. Ms. Bell, could you please step forward and give us your name and residential address, please?
Yes, Kimberly Bell, 1733 Morris Avenue, Canton, Ohio. Yeah, I want to bring up some past issues and some current issues. The first issue is the guns that I've been, now that I got a place, I'm living in the Mahoney Manor, and I'm asking the mayor, can you come over in that area and look? My neighbor, she has a bullet still in her wall, but the gun violence in that area is terrible. The police came, when I reported, the police came one day. They sat there for an hour in the parking lot, and I haven't seen them since. That was back in the end of February, around the 1st of March, after the shooting with the officer and SWAT officer and whoever. And then the guy who shot the officer, he died later. But I haven't seen the police there since I made the report. When the issue with me and the white woman, they surrounded the whole building. They was there within 15 seconds, but they can't come out there and monitor the parking lot of the guns that's being shot off at night. It's kids running around all day long in Mahoney Manor. That's all I'm asking, just to come and make Metropolitan put cameras up there. If a police officer got shot, from somebody who wasn't supposed to be on the property, then if a police officer gets shot, what do you think is going to happen to one of those kids that's running around when the bullets start flying? Another thing, I got so much going on here. Oh yeah, let me tell you about this. I know you don't have any, probably don't have a lot to do with who appointed Mike Crawford out at Hall of Fame Village, but I'm pretty sure you didn't have to go all the way wherever you went in Pennsylvania or wherever he was. You could have found somebody local to do the job he's doing. He don't need no money. From everything I read about him, You could have found a black man that's local could do the same job that he's doing. Mayor, it's time for you to start giving us contracts. I have a cleaning business. Start giving us contracts or recommending us for contracts that's out there at that village. Don't give it to the people that already Steve Kuntz and all of them who already have money. We have construction companies. We have cleaning businesses. Start recommending us for those contracts. And stop going outside of tell the Hall of Fame, stop going outside of the circle to find help. It's help right here in town.
Thank you, Ms. Bell. And our last speaker for tonight is Mr. John Stone. And Mr. Stone, you can take your mask off to speak if you wish.
Oh, but I like my mask.
Well, there you go. Looks good.
And there's a reason for this mask.
And could you please state your name and residence?
Yes, my name is John Stone, and I reside at 1220 17th Street. And I'm here to talk about history that maybe Canton is not really as aware of as they should be. So I'd like to pass these around if you could. Make sure everyone gets one of those. So first, my question would be, what is history? And not to wait for an answer, I will answer and say that history is only what we are aware of and we choose to recognize. And so there are a lot of things that happen that maybe we're not aware of, and so we don't choose to recognize. So, for example, in 2010, a group of kids, the Ulster Project from Northern Ireland, planted a garden to represent infinite peace in Nimisila Park. Nimisila Park being the oldest park in Canton, it really quite literally was the heart of Canton's growth. And so what happens in the heart affects the body. So, interestingly enough, a bench turned up missing and the garden was mowed over in 2017. And I kept saying, you can't mow over infinite peace. If you do, you're essentially mowing over everyone and everything connected to it. Some people couldn't see that and everything that it was connected to, including the kids from Northern Ireland who planted it. But in 2018, with the help of Mayor Burnaby and Doug Foltz, our then new park director, we replanted that garden. And when we did, this amazing sunflower tower grew there. It was 11 foot tall, and see how it has blooms facing in every direction, where most sunflowers have a bloom at the top that faces the sun? This one has blooms in every direction. So the idea is we're actually spreading seeds of infinite peace from the Infinite Peace Garden in the heart of the heartland, Nimisila Park in Canton, Ohio, and inviting people around the world to plant and photograph them as they grow and hashtag Infinite Peace Garden, and we start weaving this idea of growing infinite peace around the world. And this is already growing outside of Canton. That's why I'm here, because I think Canton needs to be more aware of this. These seeds have made it as far as Indonesia. This picture on my mask was from Cedar Point, allowed us to plant some under the corkscrew before pandemia hit. And this picture is actually part of their 150th anniversary book now, spiraling out to the world. I just gave an interview with a teacher from Spain in a virtual world called secondlife.com where these things are being featured. So it's growing whether we are aware of it or not, and I'm asking all of you to be a part of growing this movement just by planting these seeds, photographing them, and sharing pictures online as they grow. Hashtag Infinite Peace Garden, and more people will get on board. I had a great time on Saturday sharing sprouts in Nimisila Park at the Juneteenth Festival. Got more hugs than I expected. And I say that with a tear in my eye. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stone. We are now under informal resolutions, and we have one for this evening. Mr. Clerk, would you please read informal resolution number 18 by title?
Recognizing Ron Bloomberg for historical value as first designated baseball hitter and philanthropy and raising money for Thurman Munson Scholarship Fund.
Leader Smuckler.
Mr. President, I move we adopt resolution number 18.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt resolution number 18. Are there any remarks?
Mr. President,
Majority Leader.
this coming Friday night, Ron Bloomberg will be in town to raise money for the Thurman Munson Scholarship Fund to help perpetuate kids being able to go to college that can't afford it. There is a dinner at Skyland Pines. Right now, they're hoping to get about 200 people there to help raise money for this. I know some of you are already going. I will be presenting this Monday night, and it's a good cause. And those of you, the tickets are still available. Those of you that can go, doors open at 5 o'clock, dinner starts at 6.
Are there any additional remarks? And I would agree with the majority leader, it is a good cause, and anytime we can support children in our community to go to higher education, it's a good thing. Hearing no additional remarks, by voice vote, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, the motion carries, and informal resolution number 18 is adopted. We are now under communications. Let the journal show that all communications are received as read. We are now under ordinances and formal resolutions for their first reading. Mr. Clerk, would you please begin with ordinance number 1?
Ordinance amending appropriation ordinance number 49, 2021, declaring same to be an emergency, refer to finance. Number 2, an ordinance authorizing the mayor, director of public service to advertise, see bids, award, and execute a construction contract and execute a professional services contract for construction oversight services for the Viola Estates Sanitary Sewer Project GP 1336, amending appropriation ordinance number 49, 2021, authorizing the auditor to pay all moral obligations for related project change orders that are otherwise approved by the Board of Control pursuant to Canton Codified Ordinances 105.14, declaring same to be an emergency. Referred to Finance and Environmental Public Utilities. Number 3, ordinance authorizing the mayor, director of public service to advertise, see bids, award, and execute a construction contract, and enter into a work license/easement agreement with the Wheeling and Lake Erie Railway Company for the Burnham Hills Sanitary Sewer Realignment Project, GP 1220, authorizing the auditor to pay all moral obligations for the related project change orders that are otherwise approved by the Board of Control pursuant to Canton Codified Ordinance 105.14, amending appropriation ordinance number 49, 2021, declaring same to be an emergency. Refer to Finance, Environmental, Public Utilities. Number 4, an ordinance authorizing the mayor, director of public service to advertise, see bids, award, and execute a construction contract for the Park Ridge Circle Northwest Water Main Extension Project, amending appropriation ordinance number 49, 2021, declaring same to be an emergency, refer to Finance, Environmental, and Public Utilities. Number 5, an ordinance amending section 155.07, investing interim monies of chapter 155 of the Administrative Code, referred to Judiciary. Number 6, ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter an agreement with the State of Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction for the receipt and appropriation of FY 2022 and 2023 Community Corrections Act grant in amount of $341,208 and declaring same to be an emergency. Refer to Finance. Number 7, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter an agreement with the State of Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services for receipt of the FY 2021 Specialized Docket Subsidy Addendum Grant in the amount of $40,000, amending appropriation ordinance number 49, 2021, declaring same to be an emergency, refer to Finance. Number 8, a resolution approving statement of services to be provided to the property owner in the Skyland Pines 2021 annexation area. Approximate date services will be provided, procedure to reconcile incompatible zoning uses upon its being annexed to the city of Canton, Ohio, declaring same to be an emergency, refer to annexation. Number 9, ordinance amending Exhibit A to ordinance number 100/2011 as amended, classification plan for non-bargaining unit personnel employed by the city of Canton, declaring same to be an emergency. Refer to Personnel and Finance. Number 10, an ordinance amending appropriation ordinance number 49, 2021, declaring same to be an emergency. Mr. President.
At this time, the chair would declare an in-house recess for Finance and Annexation Committees to meet in regards to ordinances 6, 7, resolution number 8, and ordinance number 10 on your agenda this evening. You are now in recess.
Mr. President, it is 7:21. We'll call finance to order. We have ordinance number 6, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the State of Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction for the receipt and appropriation of the fiscal year 2022-2023 Community Corrections Act grant in the amount of $341,208 and declaring the same to be an emergency.
Mr. Chairman, honorable members of council, on behalf of the judges, I'd like to thank you for your consideration of this ordinance. Before you is an ordinance seeking the mayor authorization for the mayor to enter into contract with the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction for receipt of the fiscal year 21 through 23, state fiscal year 21 to 23 Community Corrections Act grant in the amount of $341,208. This is a renewal of a grant that we receive on a biennial basis from the state of Ohio. It funds 3 full-time probation officers and a handful of other operational expenses throughout the year. I'd be happy to answer any questions, should you have any.
Anybody have any questions? Seeing none, we'll sign it out. Move on to ordinance number 7, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the State of Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services for the receipt of the fiscal year 2021 Specialized Docket Subsidy Addendum Grant in the amount of $40,000, amending appropriation ordinance number 49/2021 and declaring the same to be an emergency.
Mr. Chairman, again, seeking authorization for the mayor to enter into contract for this grant addendum with the Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services for the, it's an addendum grant to our existing fiscal year 21 specialized docket subsidy grants. It's an amount of $40,000. I am seeking this for consideration for vote on first reading today just because of the essence of time. There are one-time dollars made available to the court that have to be encumbered by September 31st and expended and invoiced off the books by October 31st. Otherwise, I would not be able to spend these funds in time, and I'm not looking to send free money back to the state any more than you, so.
Questions? Seeing none, we'll sign it out. Ordinance number 10, an ordinance amending appropriation ordinance number 49/2021 and declaring the same to be an emergency.
Mr. Chairman, members of the Finance Committee, thank you. I'm Jim Adams with the Health Department. Appreciate the fact that you're considering this on the first reading. This is funds that we need to move from our unappropriated balance into the other direct so that we can expend those for the purposes they're intended. Some of the items that we need to expend the money for were care packages that we had developed for people in the community during the COVID. We put together care packages that had cleaning supplies and other supplies that people had that they may not otherwise have had access to. Most of the funds in that, this $44,000, were from community development block grant funds that were granted to us from the city for this purpose. We appreciate the consideration on first reading.
Anybody have any questions? Seeing none, we'll sign it out.
Thank you.
It is 7:25, that concludes my
7:25 will begin annexation. It is an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the State of Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections. My apologies, wrong one, I grabbed the wrong one. This is number 8 on your agenda. It's a resolution approving a statement of services to be provided to the property owner in the Skyland Pines 2021 annexation area. The approximate date of service will be provided, procedure to reconcile incompatible zoning uses upon it being annexed to the city of Canton and declaring the same to be an emergency. Questions, concerns? Annex ground, thank you very much. We'll sign this out. 7:25.
Mr. President,
You're on the clock. Good. Council is reconvening after the recess. Leader?
Mr. President, I move we suspend Rule 22A to place ordinances 6, 7, and Resolution 8 and Ordinance 10 back on this evening's agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to suspend Rule 22A to place ordinances 6 and 7, Resolution number 8, and Ordinance number 10 back on this evening's agenda. Are there any remarks? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Smucker.
Aye.
Babcock. Aye. Showman. Hawk. Kimbrough. Scaglione. Smith. Hall. Merrill. Ferguson. 10 yeas, Mr. President.
The motion carries, and ordinances 6 and 7, Resolution number 8, and Ordinance number 10 are a legal part of your agenda. Leader?
Mr. President, I move we suspend statutory rules on ordinances 6 and 7, Resolution 8, and Ordinance number 10.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to suspend the statutory rules on ordinances 6 and 7, Resolution number 8, and Ordinance number 10. Are there any remarks? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Smucker.
Aye.
Babcock. Aye. Showman. Hawk. Kimbrough. Scaglione. Smith. Hall. Merrill. Ferguson. 10 yeas, Mr. President.
You've heard the 3 readings. Leader?
Mr. President, I move we adopt ordinance number 6.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that you adopt ordinance number 6. Are there any remarks under this ordinance? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Smucker.
Aye.
Babcock. Aye. Showman. Hawk. Kimbrough. Scaglione. Smith. Hall. Merrill. Ferguson. 10 yeas, Mr. President.
The motion carries, and ordinance number 6 is adopted. Leader?
Mr. President, I move we adopt ordinance number 7.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that you adopt ordinance number 7. Are there any remarks under this ordinance? No, God, you're good. Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Smucker.
Aye.
Babcock. Aye. Showman. Hawk. Kimbrough. Scaglione. Smith. Hall. Merrill. Ferguson. 10 yeas, Mr. President.
The motion carries, and ordinance number 7 is adopted. Leader?
Mr. President, I move we adopt resolution number 8.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that you adopt resolution number 8. Are there any remarks under this resolution? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Smucker.
Aye.
Babcock. Aye. Showman. Hawk. Kimbrough. Scaglione. Smith. Hall. Merrill. Ferguson. 10 yeas, Mr. President.
The motion carries, and resolution number 8 has been adopted. Leader?
Mr. President, I move we adopt ordinance number 10.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that you adopt ordinance number 10. Are there any remarks under this ordinance? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Smucker.
Aye.
Babcock. Aye. Showman. Hawk. Kimbrough. Scaglione. Smith. Hall. Merrill. Ferguson. 10 yeas, Mr. President.
The motion carries, and ordinance number 10 has been adopted. We are now under ordinances and formal resolutions for their second reading. Mr. Clerk, would you please begin with ordinance number 11?
An ordinance approving and accepting the replat of lots 22884 through 22886 and part of lot 22887, declaring same to be an emergency. Number 12, ordinance approving and accepting the replat of outlot 984 and declaring same to be an emergency. Number 13, ordinance authorizing Canton Annex territory known as the Hall of Fame Village, number separate annexation area containing approximately 0.138 acres, more or less, assigned said territory to Ward 7 of the city, zoning said territory as Hall of Fame Village District, declaring same to be an emergency. Number 14, ordinance authorizing mayor, director of public service to advertise, see bids for a construction contract, award and execute a construction contract and professional services contract for construction engineering services, receive grant funds in the amount of $1,500,000 for the Canton South Water Line Extension Phase 2 project, authorizing how to create the 5246 Canton South Water Line Extension Phase 2 project fund and declaring same to be an emergency. Mr. President.
Leader?
Mr. President, I move we adopt ordinance number 14.
Second.
Majority Leader, I believe we need to suspend the statutory rules
Oh,
first.
I'm sorry. Mr. President, I move we suspend the statutory rules of ordinance number 14.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to suspend the statutory rules on ordinance number 14. Are there any remarks? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Smucker.
Aye.
Babcock. Showman. Hawk. Kimbrough. Scaglione. Smith. Hall. Merrill. Ferguson. 10 yeas, Mr. President.
The motion carries. You've heard the three readings. Leader?
Mr. President, I move we adopt ordinance number 14.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that you adopt ordinance number 14. Are there any remarks? Leader?
Mr. President, I move to amend ordinance number 14 per the copy before every council member.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to amend ordinance number 14 per the copy before each of you. Are there any remarks? Hearing none, by voice vote, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Leader?
Mr. President, I move we adopt ordinance number 14 as amended.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt ordinance number 14 as amended. Are there any remarks under this ordinance as amended? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Smucker.
Aye.
Babcock. Showman. Hawk. Kimbrough. Scaglione. Smith. Hall. Merrill. Ferguson. 10 yeas, Mr. President.
The motion carries and ordinance number 14 as amended has been adopted. We are now under ordinances and formal resolutions for their third final reading and vote. Mr. Clerk, please begin with ordinance number 15.
An ordinance amending ordinance number 262/2015 and 145/2017 to include certain property of the Hall of Fame Village project site as existing property, the area covered by the tax increment financing provision of the Ohio Revised Code, section 5709.40, exempting in the improvements to said property from taxation during the term of that cert compensation agreement authorized by ordinance numbers 262/2015 and 145/2017, collectively the compensation agreement, and declaring same to be an emergency.
Mr. President,
Leader?
I move we adopt ordinance number 15.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt ordinance number 15. Are there any remarks? Leader Smuckler.
Mr. President, I move we postponed ordinance number 15 until the next council meeting on July 12th, 2021.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to postpone ordinance number 15 until the next council meeting on July 12th, 2021. Are there any remarks? Hearing none, by voice vote, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The motion carries and ordinance number 15 is postponed until July 12, 2021. Ordinance number 16, please.
Ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Safety to accept grant funds from Hartford Financial Services, amending appropriation ordinance number 49/2021, declaring same to be an emergency.
Leader?
Mr. President, I move we adopt ordinance number 16.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt ordinance number 16. Are there any remarks? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Smucker.
Aye.
Babcock. Showman. Hawk. Kimbrough. Scaglione. Smith. Hall. Merrill. Ferguson. 10 yeas, Mr. President.
Motion carries and ordinance number 16 is adopted. Ordinance number 17, please.
An ordinance amending appropriation ordinance number 49, 2021, declaring same to be an emergency.
Leader?
Mr. President, I move we adopt ordinance number 17.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt ordinance number 17. Are there any remarks? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Smucker. Babcock. Showman. Hawk. Kimbrough. Scaglione. Smith. Hall. Merrill. Ferguson. 10 yeas, Mr. President.
Motion carries and ordinance number 17 is adopted. Ordinance number 18, please.
An ordinance amending Chapter 749, itinerant retailers and Part 7 Business Regulations Code.
Leader?
Mr. President, I move we adopt ordinance number 18.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt ordinance number 18. Are there any remarks? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Smucker. Babcock.
Aye.
Showman. Hawk. Kimbrough. Scaglione. Smith. Hall. Merrill. Ferguson. 10 yeas, Mr. President.
Motion carries and ordinance number 18 is adopted. Ordinance number 19, please.
Ordinance amending Exhibit A to ordinance number 100-2011 as amended the classification plan for non-bargaining unit personnel employed by the city of Canton and declaring same to be an emergency.
Leader?
Mr. President, I move we adopt ordinance number 19.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt ordinance number 19. Are there any remarks? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Smucker. Babcock. Showman. Hawk. Kimbrough. Scaglione. Smith. Hall. Merrill. Ferguson. 10 yeas, Mr. President.
Motion carries and ordinance number 19 is adopted. Ordinance number 20, please.
Ordinance amending Exhibit A to ordinance number 100-2011 as amended classification plan for non-bargaining unit personnel employed by the city of Canton and declaring same to be an emergency.
Leader?
Mr. President, I move we adopt ordinance number 20.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt ordinance number 20. Are there any remarks? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Smucker.
Aye.
Babcock. Showman. Hawk. Kimbrough. Scaglione. Smith. Hall. Merrill. Ferguson. 10 yeas, Mr. President.
Motion carries and ordinance number 20 is adopted. We are now under announcement committee meetings, and our next meeting will be July 12th at 6:30 p.m.
Mr. President,
Member Merrill.
Finance and Environmental and Public Utilities Committees will meet, I just forgot what date you said.
July 12th.
July 12th at 6:15?
6:30.
6:30. Long Monday.
Thank you, Member Merrill.
Mr. President,
Member Schulman.
Judiciary Committee, same time, same place.
Thank you, Member Schulman.
Mr. President,
Member Babcock.
personnel, same time, same place.
Thank you, Member Babcock. We're now under miscellaneous business. Is there any miscellaneous business for this evening?
So, if I could just add, those seats really need to be planted within next week, so if you're not going to, this is someone who's relevant, thanks for planting the future.
That will be duly noted, but miscellaneous business is for the council members only, but thank you. Is there any other miscellaneous business for this evening?
I'd like, Leader,
Member Kimbrough.
I'd like to thank everybody that came out for the Juneteenth Festival. It was very nice at the Nemasaland Park. I also want to thank Mr. Stone, who gave out those lovely sunflower seeds to everyone that they could plant for their infinite peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Member Kimbrough. Is there any other miscellaneous business?
Yeah, I'd like to say one more thing.
No.
Ms. Bell, this is for the council members only, please.
Well, you do council?
Ms. Bell, this is for miscellaneous businesses for the council members only. I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with you after the meeting.
Well, you can speak to.
Ms. Bell. All right, moving on from miscellaneous business.
one last thing, and...
Majority Leader?
Yeah, I do want to, I said it before, and I want to remind everybody again, please, if you can spare some time on Friday night, this is a worthwhile cause to help educate kids in this community, and we all know educating kids is top priority. Ron Blueberg, Skyland Pines, 5 o'clock, first designated hitter in baseball with the New York Yankees. I do that right, Doc? Thank you.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Clerk Doherty.
Mr. President,
Member Smith.
I'd just like for everyone to keep the family in prayer. The little 5-year-old that lost his life was accidentally hit by a car in my ward on 14th Street. And the family is really going through a thing right now. For those of you that do not know, her oldest son is on his way, got a scholarship to Ohio State. He was the quarterback for McKinley Bulldogs.
Wow.
So keep that family in prayer, please.
No, we will definitely, Member Smith, we will definitely keep the family in our prayers. Clerk Doherty, our quote for the week, please.
Happy Father's Day to everyone. So my quote will be around that. Any man can be a father, but it takes someone special to be a dad. And get us.
Mr. President.
Leader.
I move we adjourn.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. Mr. Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Smuckler. Babcock. Showman. Hawk. Kimbrough. Scaglione. Smith. Hall. Merrill. Ferguson. 10 yeas, Mr. President.
I want to thank everybody for coming this evening. This meeting is adjourned.